All right, all right. It's your favorite political innovator, David Washington, here at the J.M. Washington Network. All right, so we've got this big deal about the post memorial, or I guess the memorial has not been created yet. However, there is a makeshift memorial at the location of the Pulse nightclub where a very bad man named Mateen shot tens and tens of individuals. 49 lost their lives. It was at that time the most horrific, gun violence incident in America at that time. And there was a crosswalk that is adjacent to the location of the Pulse nightclub that was painted with the rainbow colors and celebrating the individuals who lost their lives and who were victims of that horrific shooting. Now, Mateen targeted the Pulse. According to court records, the FBI, he targeted the Pulse nightclub because it was a soft target and he wanted to do maximum damage. He scouted out several locations, and the Pulse nightclub was the softest target that he could find. Now, I also want to point out that during the protests surrounding the George Floyd killing, people took to the streets to let America and the world know that what happened to George Floyd will no longer be tolerated. It was an injustice to George Floyd. And throughout the country, there were murals of George Floyd, of the Black Lives Matter slogan, painted on walls, painted in the streets. And Orlando had its own Black Lives Matter right there on Rosslyn Avenue, adjacent to Lake Eola Park. Big red, yellow, and green letters. And again, as we see right now with the crosswalk next to Pulse, we see government coming in and removing these symbols of struggle, of hope, of identification, of remembrance. The Florida Department of Transportation came and okay, no, they didn't. I gotta get to the point here, because I find the kerfuffle, is that a word? The excitement, this attention to the crosswalk outside of Pulse, Performative. Where was all this attention when the city of Orlando removed the Black Lives Matter mural where was it? To resurface the road for an Olympic trial with the idea that the nonprofit that created the Black Lives Matter mural was going to have another opportunity to do something similar or to recognize Black Lives Matters, to recognize what happened to George Floyd. But as far as I understand, it never materialized. Then Commissioner Regina Hill told us that the street needed to be resurfaced and that there will be plans to have the nonprofit who put together the mural to do something different. Last time I checked, the road looks good, but there's no Black Lives Matter mural. There's no new one. However, where was the protest then? Where was all the excitement then? There's a lot of stuff going on in our world right now. People are struggling to pay their mortgage or pay their rent, to buy their groceries, to keep their jobs. And whether it's on social media or legacy media, this attention on the crosswalk is amazing. Amazing. But at the end of the day, what does it do for our kitchen table issues? The city of Orlando and Orange County government have already promised millions of dollars for a memorial for all the victims of the Pulse nightclub tragedy. Money has already been approved for this project. Folks, I'm with you. I really am with you on this. However, let's get that memorial built. It's been too long, way too long. Let's get it built, get it done. Let's do it right. But at the same time, let's also remember that there are bigger things in this world that we need to focus our attention on based on what you all are saying. And I'm listening to what you all are saying. Because the murals and the crosswalks and the speeches and the TikToks and the X posts and the Reddit posts and the social media in general, it's performative. And for those who are saying, hey, we're with you, but do we need a mural for this? Do we need a rainbow crosswalk for that? But we're with you. Can we focus on the bigger issues that are tearing up our communities? That's what they want. I don't know. And Orange County and the city of Orlando are going through their final analysis and reports on Doge or the Florida FAFO office, concluding their investigations, their audits of the county and the city's spending. And we're told to expect some big surprises. I think that's where our attention should be. As citizens, as our elected officials, and start talking about the actual citizens of Orlando, of Orange County, of Central Florida, of Florida, and what their needs are, and how we can make things better for our citizens. Because there's a disconnect with the liberals and their Democratic allies. There's a disconnect with the larger community. You're on the wrong side of these 90-10, 80-20, 70-30 issues. And it's not gaining any new supporters. So fight on, do your thing. But the performative theatrics, antics, let's start talking about real stuff, real kitchen table issues. Open invitation to anyone and everyone to have a tactful, respectful, open, fact-based conversation about what we really need to do for America, okay? So thank you again. That you have, that you hold dear to, those candidates and electeds that you believe can benefit from this type of content. And let's start a conversation, because that's what it's all about, having the conversation. Okay? Thank you. God bless. I love you. I'm David Washington. This is Ground Zero Florida. We're back. I appreciate you. Bye now.